Go, hello, everyone and no one, and welcome to another Talking Into the Void. Today I'm actually by myself. Angela has some prior engagements, and I guess Tyr and Will just ended up taking an old man nap or had to go to bed early or something. I don't know. All right. My watch is being weird, so. Nope, that's set properly. So since there's not really much else going on, I'm going to throw this back up here and play some Final Fantasy 13 because I've been kind of bored and I don't necessarily hate the game, and I just cheat the ever living fuck out of it because I can. Because it's a freaking single player game. All I know is I'm hoping I get a call this week about my, potentially about the house. And I got to talk to my realtor, but my apartment complex tomorrow as well. Because hooey lordy. Nope, turn around, you behemoth. Gotcha. Oh, got you with the stagger. Yeah, like my month to month rate's supposed to go up, and I want to make sure that that still includes my carport and internet. Otherwise, I'm like, y'all are fucking going violent on that. Not violent, but ridiculous in how much you're trying to take. Like, I understand you're trying to get me to, it's like, most likely sign another lease, but for crying out loud, like, you want to increase my rent every year, and then you don't want to do anything actually for, the apartment I'm in. I don't care about the cutscenes. Like, I still think that they need to do the whole thing of, instead of being like, oh, we're going to do like 6 to 12 month leases on one of them, and like, hey, we're going to offer you like an up to 3 year lease. I think it would be a smart thing to do. But for some odd reason, that's just never the way they want to go. They're always like, nope, we want to try to get as much money out of people as possible. It's like, well, it's an apartment complex. You would think long-term tenants would be your goal. Hey, what's up, clown? Angela's doing the whole thing with Mr. Adam. It's a pre-done and what or not. I'm forgetting my own fucking terms. It's not pre-done. It's not predestination. Not preoccupied. Pre-planned. Uh, I'm just gonna go on rambling what it was or what I was going. So I'm hoping to get the whole thing about the house soon because I'd like to know I can get everything done, pay closing costs if need be, or it's like if I'm not splitting them, and get the keys to the house so I can go through and change the key or change the doors or not doors, but change the locks. Turn around, you giant douche! I want a preemptive on you. It's because you're annoying. Yeah, I sent a message to Will and Tyr. We'll see if they get here. All I know is if I'm so looking forward to whenever it plausibly does happen that I move, be closer to the one range I go to, be closer to another range that I always forget about because it's public proper. It's a public range, and not always the biggest fans of those. But I will be spending less money overall for my bills and predominantly for where I'm living. I'll have a longer drive to work, so there's always a trade off. And there's someone. Me. Unmute the Discord server. How you doing, Angela? You still there? Well, Angela stopped in, and I think she's taking care of something real quick. yeah, I got a plan for some of my videos that some of the guns I take out, I'm gonna start doing just kind of stupid drills. Like they're not necessarily bad drills, but they're at least something that's gonna get me out and moving.
Rotten.
I can hear you. Hold on. Did I not unmute me and
I will.
sorry about that.
Um,
I for some odd reason did not unmute myself in Discord. So how you been?
Doing okay.
And Will's here as well. Will, how you doing?
holding up.
You taking an old man nap?
Something like that. I've been recovering. I've been really sick a good portion of the week, and
Oh,
I'm mostly
no.
recovered now. But it's been a little bit of a rough ride.
Oh, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, I've been
Well,
having
as better as I ever get.
because of typically or training like usual. I typically end up getting like the dry throat and dry nose because I had to talk so god dang much. Which isn't necessarily a
Yeah,
bad
that's
thing. It's just in the environment.
Right. Well, dehydration will do you in. It's the curse I have to
Oh,
be
I
careful
drink a
for.
lot of water at work. Also, it's a lot of ice
I
water
bet.
though.
That was back in my warehouse days. That was the thing is, okay, it's hot in here, just keep pushing the ice water.
Hey, brother.
And if you say you're gonna sweat, so just sweat. Keep drinking the ice water and keep going.
Mm-hmm. I just like
My
ice cold
brother does
water.
say feel
Yeah.
better, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure Tyr was on with Kefki, so I have no idea what he's doing otherwise. All right. Turn around.
Well.
Right eyes.
Every now and then I get a little bit colder. Hopefully that was good enough to get the preemptive. Dang it.
That's just gonna happen. So.
Oh yeah, I don't have an issue with it. Yeah, I got to the point with like Far Cry 6. I'm like, I've got to continue on with the storyline, and I just don't care.
No, I get that. You gotta change it up sometimes.
So I was like, I'll go back to an old game from like, I can't remember. It'd been out for like several years when I went on my first deployment, fucking Final Fantasy 13. So otherwise, what have y'all been up to today?
Mostly, I was at my mom's for the first half of the day because I slept over there after the wedding yesterday.
Yeah, who was it that got married?
My daughter.
Well, I wish I'd have paid better attention. I'd have said congratulations. So late congratulations to your daughter.
Thank you.
I hope they have a long, happy marriage.
I think they will. She went into this with a good head on her shoulders. And he's a really good kid.
I wish everyone a long, happy marriage because I don't want to see it like that. If it does end in divorce, they have that whole thing like it didn't work out, so we're gonna end this civilly, and not have a lot of like terrible shit happen.
You can always hope.
Look, I always hope that both sides grow up, but sometimes it's the man who's being a whiny piece of shit, and sometimes it's the woman. Sometimes it's both.
Hmm.
True enough.
But yeah, it was a very nice, very small um, backyard ceremony. Halloween themed because Halloween is mine and my kids' favorite holiday. Um,
I mean, the only other one that's
it's
up there with
like
Halloween is Christmas.
it's like the one thing that we like all have in common. Um, um, like I said, they've been together for
A while.
gotta be at least 5 years.
Hmm.
So I know that they know each other well enough to make a go of it if anybody's going to, right?
Yeah.
um,
They got a chance. They get a good solid chance.
I mean, there's always a good solid
exactly.
chance.
You like to think that, but that is counting on everybody being adults.
No, it's also looking at the whole thing. It's like they have to be adults in the situations that require them to be adults, but that doesn't mean they still can't have fun and be childish.
Mhm, exactly.
Otherwise, what'd you
And
do?
then
Go ahead.
So ain't
uh,
nothing wrong with being childish as long as you recognize that there are times you can't be and recognize what those times are.
Mm-hmm.
and then I literally jumped straight over here from
Yeah, what were you
uh,
guys watching?
the arcade. We were watching Little Nemo and Slumberland.
It was what again?
Hmm.
Little Nemo and Slumberland.
Okay.
It's an animated movie. It's actually Adam's birthday was last month, but he wanted to continue the slasher movie tradition that started us
As in last
for October.
as in last month
So he
his birthday was in October, his birthday was in September.
his birthday was in October.
Okay.
And so he decided to put off his birthday movies to this month.
Ah.
Sacrifices you make for your content.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was actually a really good movie that I had seen before and didn't know the name of. So now I know what it's called and I can find it again.
Nice.
My brother says without my wife and I paying rent, it wouldn't be our mom's, so my favorite or so my family's apartment. Oh, yeah, basically I slept over at my mom and my brother's place.
You're not trying to take away that it's their place. It's just your mom lives there, so wherever your mother lives, you typically say it's your mom's house.
Yeah, exactly. Huh. I was gonna say it's. I didn't say it wasn't your place too, bro. Huh.
Yeah, I'm just hoping I get a freaking like email or something that I can do all the signing and go through the process of the closing. Because the month to month fee for my apartment, I got to talk to my, like I was saying earlier by myself, I got to talk to my apartment complex. It's like, hey, I saw it that's upping it and it says that doesn't include any of their fees. That still includes my rent and carport, right? Because that's like $100. And like if it's only increasing it by like the $4, it from what I paid, you know, on Saturday, to what I pay in December, I'm fine with it. Though it's like you're getting almost $370 extra out of me.
That sucks.
Ugh. And then it's like almost 3 weeks past closing. Like I already had the one thing, hey, we got to push the closing out, to not push the closing out.
The closing always gets pushed out.
I mean,
Can't give it
apparently
to-
it's waiting on the seller and the realtor.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's the last email I got. Well, I think the last email I got was supposed to just be a copy paste of the one I'd gotten the week prior. To where it's like, hey, we're waiting on the one thing.
We're waiting on the thing.
Yeah.
You know, the
Waiting on something from them. It's like, okay, my stuff's done. Just waiting on y'all. And then I didn't win. Oh, I won, I think, like $10 for Friday in the lotto.
so not nearly enough.
No. No, I'm hoping my dad won the Powerball yesterday. Likely, not very. Hopeful, extremely.
Yeah, I kind of forgot to buy tickets, so whoops.
Well, I already
See,
know that if like
I know you
Go ahead.
say I know you can't win if you don't play,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm too much of a mathematician to believe you're likely to win if you do.
Yeah, you're just hoping to pick up the winning ticket off the ground.
Pick it up off the ground, have somebody hand it to me, you know. The odds are just as good at that. So why?
Well, let's put it this way, Will. As the great Walter Gretzky said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
You mean Wayne Gretzky?
No, his father is actually the person that said it.
Oh. Yeah, I'd always heard Wayne Gretzky.
That's
always
because
Go ahead.
that's how it got into the news.
That's right. If you ever want to
Well,
mess with someone, whenever you go to post that whole thing, say you always miss 100% of the shots you don't take, have a picture of like empty shot glasses.
I'm gonna have to take that to work.
You're welcome.
And to anybody in the audience who thinks I'm not serious, I have passed meetings drinking iced tea from shot glasses at work. So
Hey, you gotta do it somehow.
as one comedian said, you can have a lot of fun drinking apple juice at church if you put it in a beer bottle first.
Or put it in a flask.
Well, that too. Beer bottle carries
Okay.
more though. So
I got a fun story for you. When I was a kid, my mom used to turn around and make us chocolate milk in beer bottles so that we could feel like the grown-ups.
eh?
She'd wash the beer bottles out and make chocolate milk in them. Then one day,
Like we talking the
one of
like
the youth,
the doing
one of
milk with Hershey syrup, or just like pouring chocolate
Yeah.
milk in there.
yeah,
Okay.
she would put milk in Hershey syrup and like hold her hand over the bottle and shake it up
Alrighty.
so that it wouldn't spill. One day, the one of the youth ministers from the bus route on my church came over to check to check on how we were doing. And I had a chocolate milk in a beer bottle and was sitting there drinking it. And he was like really confused for the first couple of minutes. And then my mom had to explain what the heck was going on. It was like I didn't think anything of it until he like very pointedly looked at the beer bottle, and then I was like,
It's chocolate milk.
"Oh, yeah, exactly."
Been funnier if you did something like, it's chocolate milk. He looked at your mom like, what in the world? It's like, it's chocolate milk. She's messing with you.
That reminds me of the
Mom will probably remember Bob Chipman. He's the youth pastor that I was talking about.
I
The
don't know
first
how
time that he came over.
I don't know how elderly friendly we are for so many things.
so it reminds me though is a hometown gas station in the grocery store would have Sioux City root beer and Sioux City cream soda, which is if you never had it, it's great to wonderful to flavorful and everything like that. Just comes in a plain brown glass bottle.
And what's up, K Shelf?
And
I didn't say, and your brother said who? Or that your mom said who?
Oh, figures. It was when we were in Connecticut, Ma.
So those until you get in real close and like, okay, I'm moving the bifocal so I can get it. And, oh, okay, that's just root beer.
Do the one extra step, place it in a brown paper bag.
I'm pretty sure they did.
But the one for the individual drink.
The shenanigans of a small country town. Well, it's not exactly a party store. It's a gas station, convenience store, the grocery store. I believe both of them had the Sioux City. The grocery store rocked because they had the candy shop. You can go in there with like $1 and come out in a bag full of candy.
Oh, so then you probably had to do the whole thing as well with the root beer. If do that and then get some candy cigarettes.
Oh hell yeah! or the ones that I discovered in trip to Canada, licorice pipes.
That's a different one.
Licorice pipes?
Yes, they're actually shaped like smoking pipes in licorice,
Okay.
and then had a little bit of candy where the bowl would be to make it look like it was lit.
That is so cool.
Is it though? Couldn't do something like that today. People would freak out.
Yeah.
Well, that was you turn around, you had the candy cigarettes, but then you had the bubblegum ones with the paper wrapped around them, where you always got the bubblegum ones because if you blew on it, there was always like a puff of chalk that would come out the end, and it looked like it was actually smoking.
There's Larry the Cable Guy's like sister had like a 3-pack a day habit on the candy cigarettes. He had secondhand diabetes from that.
Yeah, there's not a patch they can give you for that one.
No, that's where I defer to Bill Engvall trying to quit smoking. So I tried the gum, couldn't keep it lit. Tried the patch, pulled the skin off my lips.
Ouch.
Well, that's like talking with Kefke about it. and that whole thing, because there's been that whole thing of fume, but because of what it is, it's like scented oils and stuff, but that gets brought directly into your lungs. It's not really the best thing to you and or for you. And for most people, it's just kind of a hand habit thing. Because it was in
Actually, I was gonna say actually fume is a different thing.
Yeah.
Uh Vape is
no
really
no
the one that
no because
damages
well
your lungs.
that you put oil things in there and whatnot for fume, so it still has that like no filter of it going directly from where you're putting it to into your body. Like vaping is
It's
different than
real.
is that, but they don't have any term effects of like what those types of chemicals are doing to a person.
Well, considering the fume is all natural and everything, I wouldn't think it's any more,
Uh,
potentially any
because
more
they do they
hazardous than putting stuff in your vaporizer.
yeah
Oh, hey, I
they're
put
doing that whole
eucalyptus oil in
flavored
my
air thing.
vaporizer. Yeah, it's not like it's not, it's not vaping or anything. It is just literally breathing flavored air. If you've ever put anything in your humidifier, uh,
I was
the same
gonna
kind of hit.
say it's kind of no different than putting Vicks in your
Yeah,
humidifier or
So
in
if
your nose or anything like that.
yeah,
but no,
if you ever put Vicks in your nose or Vicks vapor rubbing on your
what I
chest,
was getting
then
to is that Kefki and I were having that discussion with a couple others, and it got brought up of like some people that just need the thing to fiddle with, but don't always want to go with that. And we found
yeah,
the old the French thing that they would put the cigarettes on. Or I went through on Amazon and found that.
So I'll be honest, I would be more likely to start using fume
Mm-hmm.
than I ever would to. I have never. I'm like a friggin' anomaly
A what?
when it comes to an anomaly
Mm.
when it comes to smoking. There is literally almost no explanation why I never started smoking.
You
Because
just didn't, which is fine.
uh aside from my grandmother, literally every person in my family has smoked since they were very young.
Mm.
And I watched everybody try to quit so many times that I was like, I am not gonna let anything um have that kind of I'm too much of a control freak. I'm not gonna
Mm.
let anything have that kind of control over me. It's just not gonna happen. So it's just like the only way to make sure it doesn't happen is to not start doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I smoked for
yeah,
several years. I tried vaping and I went back to smoking cigarettes because I was doing less when I smoked cigarettes than when I vaped. Because
see,
since
I've
I would vape
actually
indoors,
had a pipe
I've
for a
done
while and use it so rarely that my doctor didn't consider me a smoker. It's like, yeah, it's
well.
if I pick it up more than once every 6 months, I feel like I'm chain smoking, and I haven't even touched that in years now.
Well, a pipe is also exponentially different from a cigarette, just like a cigar is, because for those you're not
Right.
pulling the smoke in and then inhaling it like you do with a cigarette. You actually hold it in your mouth. So the person who'd be more
Yeah,
likely to
it's
see that would be your dentist.
say done properly, you are puffing it, and it is about the flavor and aroma as much as anything else. Because yeah, just like with a cigar, that's one way to get yourself really, really sick is actually trying to inhale that.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like I was sick because need the fidget, need the
Something to do with your hands.
you know so I do with the hands. Sometimes something just you know lost track of how many pens I've chewed out and everything like that. Uh, so I use
It's
smoking
a
cessation Say, I've used smoking cessation tools to keep from picking up smoking.
That's kind of what I was trying to say about like why I would be more likely to start using Fume is because I very much am a person who's like constantly playing with stuff, putting shit in my mouth, and
See, I don't have an oral
like
fixation with
chewing
any of
on
that.
stuff.
And for Fume, they built a lot of fidgets into it. It's very cool in that regard. But one of the things because I contribute regularly to my HSA, and one of the things that was on sale at HSA store at one point was they're called harmless cigarettes. They are actually part of a smoking cessation thing, and it is like Fume. It doesn't have the fidgets, but it's just flavored air.
Yeah.
And it is
Well, that's like you could also get the cigarettes that are used for movies and TV shows and whatnot, but those things are fucking expensive. It's actually cheaper to smoke.
Wow.
But like, well, they do that because there are a lot of people in Hollywood and whatnot that don't smoke. So by going through and doing that, they can still get the look of it being smoking without actually smoking.
And if it's a Hollywood budget, they don't really care that much about the dollars if
Mhm.
they're expecting to make it on the other end. What's a few hundred when you're juggling millions?
Yeah. And see, like for me, I know I'll mess around with things with my hands and whatnot, which is why I kind of use my knife as a fidget toy, which I'm pretty sure weirds other people out. And there's a bunch of other dudes that are just like, yeah, that makes sense. Why I love the Axis lock, 'cause I just swing the fucking blade.
Yeah, I've got a real simple bar. You know, is this as a fidget toy? Very simple. Yes, no. Can I fidget with it? Yes. Okay, it's a fidget toy.
In the words of Chris Pratt's character from Parks and Rec, anything's a toy if you play with it.
Mm.
He also said that his character also said that from a hospital bed.
Oh no.
Well, because they got
Um,
mad at him messing with the nurse call button.
I was,
Yeah, but I've been in the hospital too many times to want to mess with
Yeah.
or annoy the nurses.
Again, this is the TV show with his type of character, or the persona that
Right.
his character had.
Right. And I can see the mentality. I just go to the point and I look at it as like, um, okay, this little 5'7" gal who looks like she weighs, 112 pounds soaking wet, threw me around the bed and the gurney and everything at 350 pounds. I don't want to mess with her. I don't want to get on her bad side. I like living.
I just didn't want to bother the nurses because I was wanting to get the fuck out of the hospital. The
Yeah,
last
the
time I was
people who
in.
can make
I don't
your
want to think
stay.
about people throwing you, Will.
Say the people that can help make your stay longer or shorter, can help make it enjoyable or torture. You don't want to get on their bad side. Just saying.
Mm. That is not a game you want to play.
Yeah, I played lots of crazy games. That's one I don't touch.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm a little superstitious, and I thought as the next if I play that game, the next near death experience might not be so near.
Yeah, I just my last actual hospital stay that I can remember was my appendix.
Ew.
Yep, 17 years old. My appendix ruptured, and 2 weeks later, I went to the hospital.
Yeah. My
Which is
mom
not what
had her. Go ahead.
which isn't the way you want to be doing that.
My mom had her appendix out, but not until she was like maybe 10 years ago. Maybe,
Oh, that's how it goes for some people.
if that long. Um, that's
Yeah,
like
but
I've
look,
got all of my major parts except for one ovary.
And Clown, you live in California. I live in rural Southwest Michigan, or more rural Southwest Michigan. Some people consider it. Some people don't consider it the Midwest. Some people do consider it the Midwest. I've always been told it's the Midwest. It's at least Middle America.
Midwest, funnily enough, was it's settling an acquisition as the Northwest Territory. Why is all that? Michigan is in the Northwest Territory. Yeah, I want to say I've got all my original equipment plus a few mods. Not a big fan of the mods, but they are what
Is
they are,
it
right?
causing? Is it not working out properly?
Oh, the one is working just great. I just had a tech update on it.
Okay, good.
But
Sorry.
no, I was thinking about I wasn't thinking about the plugs into me mods. I was thinking about the surgically embedded mods,
Uh,
which is gonna have to
I did
be,
not. Go ahead.
let's say, which in probably another 5 or 10 years is gonna have to be replaced.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I did not realize how many screws I have in my freaking face until um started getting dental X-rays a
I was
couple
gonna
years
say,
ago.
say if it's in your face, a dental X-ray is a good way to tell that one.
Yeah, no, exactly. The catch was that I never actually saw any dental X-rays after I had had my jaw surgery,
Ah,
Yeah, the closest I have
and then
to any
I
screws in my
started
jaw.
having I had X-rays done to fit me with my partial plate, and they actually have the X-rays on display in the room when I go into for a dental visit now. And I'm just like, I had no idea I had that many screws
Like
in my
because
face.
they have it displayed because you're in there, or do they just have it like as a frame display?
No, when I'm in there,
Okay.
specifically my X-rays.
yeah, they pull up your.
I was like, because you wouldn't be the first person I know to where a doctor was like, no, 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 you're gonna be one I have to talk about, like how the I think it was carpal tunnel in my dad's hand for how bad it was, and they're like, oh my god, that's so bad, and they look at my dad, they're like, how can you even move your hands?
That's never a question you want them asking on that. I've got a friend that is actually in medical textbooks.
Well, the doc was so confused because he's just like, how can you move your hand? And how do you have the fucking strength you do?
Yeah, if you
And
get
it's just
carpal
like,
tunnel bad, that's not the thing you'd expect to have.
And it's like, well, it's kind of what his job called for.
Okay, I'm just gonna say that's dedication and commitment. Have had carpal tunnel. I have been where that's generally speaking, just trying to muscle through doesn't work.
Well, it was also the whole fact with what he polished and buffed stainless steel, so it wasn't really just muscling through. I mean, it kind of was, but you also have something that has a vibration to it.
Sorry.
I'm
Brother, if your wife and mom are listening, yes, my phone is working now. I literally just got every freaking message received yesterday all at once.
All the messages.
just love it when that happens. All the messages yesterday.
Every single one.
Yeah, I love it. It's like, no, I'm not ignoring you. Um, you just called, and then 10 seconds later, all the text alerts started coming through. I've had that conversation. It's not a fun convo to have.
Yeah, no, I was just sitting here and all of a sudden I'm going, my phone is having a freaking hairy conniption fit. So I opened it up and all of literally every message that I've gotten in the last 2 days arrived at once.
No, really, I wasn't ignoring you.
So that was really interesting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that my X-rays aren't going to go anywhere famous, but I do have copies of them because it's always interesting to pull it back up and look and say, "Yeah, okay." Looks a lot worse than it is though when you find out that the screw heads are all on the back of the joint.
Oh, yeah,
So
majority of the
it,
like I said, other than the one thing for the fake tooth would be the closest to an actual screw in there. Otherwise, all my hardware is in my hand. Because I don't think they had to use any screws or whatnot to replace the ligament in my knee.
I avoided hardware in my hands, but
I
I do.
kind of couldn't for my ring finger and the bones in my hand that connect to the pinky and ring finger because those were all broke clear in two.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I only chipped the bone right in the knuckle, and every so often, if the stimulation is wrong, it actually pops that chip back off the bone.
Ouch.
Hasn't happened in a while, so maybe it's permanently fused now. I remember it's one of the firmest handshakes I ever got. Knocked that chip back out for a while. And it wasn't just there wasn't any attempt to be like, oh hey, I'm gonna crush your hand. It's just the guy had big sausage hands.
Yeah, I hate it when people just try to like crush your hand for no reason, especially when they're like, "Oh, I want to give you a handshake," and they can't even give you a proper one because they're trying to fucking crush your hand too early. It's like, you do realize I could still hoof your ass in the nuts, right?
Well, this I knew a long time that this would be one guy I would not be winning any kind of fight with if it came to that, because he's also the only person who's ever picked me up over his head and body slammed me.
I'll say if I had my dad's hand strength, yeah, I'd probably be the one to be like, you don't want to try to crush my hand. My dad used to make money off breaking scales by just gripping them.
Oh, okay.
My
I mean, sounds like
dad
just
My dad got some stuff from my grandfather to where it's like he got like those like they call them like the Gorilla Grip things and whatnot, where it's just a spring and you have that.
Yep.
At one of the old oh crap shops he used to work at that had like dying casts, so it had those springs were in molds. So these things were like over 500-pound tensile strength. My grandfather used to be able to take them in one hand, it's like one in each hand, and close it, and then just hold it. My dad got to the point to where he could close it, but he couldn't really hold it. So when he was in the military, he had bent people's wedding rings or rings and whatnot, because they would have someone who'd come up and they do that whole thing where they catch your hand too soon to try to do that whole thing. And my dad's been like, "Are you sure this is what you want to do?" They're like, "Yeah, I gotta establish dominance." Then he'd just go and be like, and damn near break their hand. They're like, "Oh my god!"
That's if you're ever jackhole enough that you want to go in and try and do the whole established dominance thing, it behooves you to make sure that you check beforehand to be certain you actually are the dominant one.
Oh, I mean, I'm the person to also criticize you if you think you're doing that because you're quote unquote establishing dominance. It's like, homie, if you can't give a proper handshake, you can't establish dominance. That's just bitch material right there.
I hear you. And truly establishing dominance is generally not a game of I can brute force this here. It's
Otherwise, the easiest way to get it to where they can't do that to you? You tilt your, instead of going the typical way to where your hand, where the palm of your hand is typically facing the left, you tilt your hand to where it's more up.
Huh.
Because then they can't get that whole thing in there because they have to turn their hand.
mm-hmm.
It's actually an old salesman's tactic as well. Because it makes you appear more friendly when you have that whole thing. Because it's like, if you go through and you put your palm down to their palm up, it is a whole thing of like trying to be that. But if you do a slight palm up type thing, it's not that you're, showing that you're underneath them or whatnot, but it is a more friendly thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
Typically as well, if you also like put your left hand on their shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's all sorts of weird things that go on through body language and how you actually shake hands and whatnot. Or I shouldn't just say how you shake hands, but like the whole way of how all some of that shit goes.
The psychology of the touch point.
Yeah.
And I just gotta say, if you try doing that, shake hand, throw the other hand on the shoulder and everything, and we haven't established that kind of friendship beforehand, you have just jumped way up the risk scale in my mind.
Otherwise, typically you don't go to the shoulder unless that's typically somewhere you know someone. The other thing would be somewhere no higher than the bicep, so it's kind of like the forearm, to where it's like you have that whole thing where you grabbing the whole arm almost.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you keep it below the elbow, okay, that's kind of just being overly friendly, exuberant, maybe trying to be a salesperson, but we'll forgive you if it stops there.
Like, don't get too cozy with me, buddy.
Oh, I'd rather have that than the fucking salesman that tries to get way too fucking pushy.
Oh yeah, gotta love those too.
Well, I mean, do you want to be pushy or do you want to make a sale? Because those things are mutually exclusive.
Well, that's like
Yeah,
because. Go ahead.
I am very much do not oversell because and don't be like hyper aggressive in your friendliness. Be a gregarious person, but don't be too like boisterous about it, because you can alienate people as quickly as you can bring them in and make them interested about what you have to say.
Yeah,
If you
good.
if you like push it too hard.
Well, I've just had people like where it's like I wasn't planning on doing X, Y, or Z anyways, but by the way they talked to me, I was just like, nope, I'm completely done.
Yeah, it's like you and me, we don't have that kind of association, friendship, and relationship. At least not yet. Yeah, keep keep a polite distance. Okay, handshake, cool. But that's where it ends.
Well, like I've had it that I think I don't remember if it was a strictly yogurt store, but it was like a yogurt slash like bubble tea type thing, which
Mm.
isn't my thing. Was in in Clovis, New Mexico. And a couple of my friends wanted to go there that I worked, or it's like that I knew, because like one of them's his buddy's wife, or it's like was the one who ran it. So there's like four of us, and three of them get something. I don't. And she badgered me like after it's like asking me initially is the fine thing, but like then continuously trying to get me to buy something, like I'd have more respect for you to just ask me to leave. Like three people bought something, I've already told you it's not my thing, and it's a good thing I'm not how I am now, because I'd have told her, been like, that must be how you got this place, was badgering your fucking husband, huh?
Oh no.
Funny how
After the
getting
third
older
time I was
takes
like,
some of
hey
the
guys,
filters
I'm gonna go
away.
outside. Um just to give you a heads up, I'm never coming back to this place again. Like I had no plan to do it, but it's like I won't even fucking recommend this place to anyone. Like the chick bitch who runs it can go fuck herself.
Oh.
Or like when I thought I was getting out of the military originally, and I had no plan to go into the guard or reserve. The dude who was for the guard was just a massive fucking dick for so much shit. And like, you got to do this, this, this. And I'm like, no, I don't. I'm not signing up for the guard. I've told you no. And then when I went and saw the reservist chick, I was like, yeah, I had, I have no desire to go reserve. I did my time in the military. If I'm not going to be active duty, I'm not going to be in the military. And she goes, oh, was it that bad? And I'm like, all right. Any respect I had for you is immediately fucking gone. I almost actually was in the whole thing being like, you know what? I think I need to go talk to my supervision and get your supervision involved, because that's not how you talk to people.
Yeah, especially not people you're trying to in any way recruit.
No.
Well, it's one of the biggest things that bothers me. It's like, if it's my friends doing it in the joking manner or whatnot, I can kind of handle it. But like, do not fucking talk to me like a child when it comes to shit like that, especially like a small child, because like I find it demeaning when you talk to small children like that. To the small children half the time. But I guess I'm just weird.
I don't think so. If somebody turned around and talked to me like that, I definitely would not um be pleased.
Yeah, and the say as having dealt with small children situation. Is that's not the way you treat small children either. If you think that's the way you treat small children, I don't want you to be a parent either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've talked to a kid like that, and they're looking at their parents, going, "Mom, who is this retard?"
Oh, it's even
It's a
worse when
pretty
parents
boy
do
for
it to their
me.
own kids.
What?
I've seen parents do it to their own kids. And it's just like, the fuck is your problem?
Most often, it's either not caring to be a good parent or caring and having no clue how to be.
That's really what it is. A lot of people do not understand that you just talk to kids the same way you talk to anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You may be careful about your word selection.
yeah, sometimes you lower the vocabulary to something that they're going to understand, or something that if they don't understand, the explanation is going to be, something that you can make work. Okay, oh, so you don't know that word, this is what that means.
Hmm.
So you don't need to talk to them like you're talking to a sailor or something, but you can at least still treat them like they're a person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's like, that's how you talk to a. It's like, I don't even like when sometimes when people talk to an animal like that. Occasionally, it's okay.
Unless you're counting the whole, like, who's a good boy,
Yeah.
who's a good boy, which
When you see, like when you see
Wazowski
the guide dogs
absolutely goes towards.
or the dogs that with cows, when they're like, who's got a job, who works at 9 to 5.
Yeah, if you're not dealing with something like that, don't even talk to your animals like that. And Wazowski, he's all for that as long as belly rubs are included.
As long as it's strictly as the money he says and or thinks. Otherwise, he's gonna bite the shit out of you.
Well, Wazowski's only half dog, so I don't think that it's going to go to the violence there. It's absolutely hilarious, though, because I'll do that, and his sister will look on with this look that just says, so undignified.
Peasant.
I was thinking more like idiots. Referring to
And I mean,
both of them.
right?
Disgusting.
Yeah. She's all for scratching behind the ears and everything like that, but
Most of them just want an itchings and a scratchings.
and for those who don't know, I'm talking about my cats, not dogs.
Well, they're just dog-like. They're dog adjacent.
Wazowski is. Boo is 100% feline.
Wazowski somehow got a dog update.
Yeah,
He's not full dog. He just has some dog software.
exactly. They installed the dog patch to the cat hardware.
That's how my cat was.
In the wild, you call that foxes.
You call that what?
Foxes.
Foxes.
Dogs. Dog hardware running cat software.
My brother says, again, because this came up in the movie stream, dogs rule and cats drool.
Not if you ask these two.
All depends on how medicated they are.
I can't even get these two drooling on Nip. I had to do a restock, though, just before my stream yesterday. I basically had unboxed 3 pounds of cat treats.
Yikes.
Well, I was 2 containers of her favorite Temptations, and then he gets special treats because he likes to be medically complicated. He gets special cat food, which she can eat, so it's just okay. Just order one cat food for everybody. But he gets special cat treats for the same reason. So she gets the Temptations she likes, and he's very cool with his special treats.
Aw.
That gives him a little bit of a separation.
Well, I'm sorry
Yeah,
that he's medically complicated, as you put it.
it's not super serious. It's not terribly uncommon with male cats who've been fixed. If you're not careful, he's prone to urinary issues as far as tract infections and everything. And they get a special food that helps with that. And it's if they have this food, it's just doesn't happen. So it's safe for them if they don't need a special diet. Since he needs a special diet and they just share a feeder, it all goes in there. But when it comes to cat treats, I get medicated treats for him and regular ones for her.
Okay.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah. It's hilarious too, because one of the things to do is I've convinced them, especially her, that the best place to receive cat treats is in the cat carrier.
And since they don't always go to the vet in the cat carrier, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean they say if they're going to the vet, it's always in the cat carrier, but the cat carrier is always their door open for them to lounge into. Both of them nap in there and everything, and it's the trying to convince them not to be afraid of it.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of it. Don't be spooked over it and everything. Yes, sometimes bad stuff happens there, but you always end up coming back home, and that's the part that
Matters most.
I think they always freak out because they concerned about not coming home if they go in the box kind of thing and leave the house. So it's like, no, you always come home. We just gotta take care of this. But anything I can do to condition it to be a less traumatic place for them, I do that. So, and you haven't heard anything with me saying treat because I have not associated the word treat with anything special for them. I've got a catchphrase that tells them to go in the carrier for a cat treat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I want to be able to just freely talk about treats without having them go freaking out over it.
Understood.
It's kind of like I've gone out of my way. They sometimes get some canned tuna or canned chicken, and I've gone out of my way to not associate the sound of the can opener with getting a special meal like that. So I'll take and I'll open it and empty it into a bowl and stick the bowl in the fridge for half an hour, come back later and give them a bowl of tuna or a bowl of chicken. And
chilled.
just know, hey, periodically tuna shows up, periodically chicken shows up. The difference being when I'm cooking like beef or chicken or fish, and Boo insists on getting her share of it. Like if I'm cooking salmon, she claims the skin. Period. It's hers. If I'm cooking chicken, she wants a little bit. Beef, okay, got to cut off a little bit for her on that because she's the obligate carnivore and knows it.
It sounds like you are a very well trained human.
I'm
playing well.
8 out of 10 might recommend. I'm well trained some of the time. Kind of go to Arby's and get the half-pound sandwich so I can pull a little bit of roast beef out of it for her.
Well, since we've gone about an hour just talking BSing and whatnot of that, and quite a bit of it being about cats and dogs, y'all seen some of the news and whatnot, like people bitching about Trump throwing a private Halloween party?
I had
What?
not heard anything about
Yeah.
that.
Like Trump's throwing a lavish private Halloween party, and what was it? It's they were trying to say like a Hunger Games esque for the party, like while the whole thing like, well, people are aren't getting their food stamps and whatnot, and it's just like, oh, for fuck's sake, dude, that's Congress, that's the Democrats, you idiots.
Yeah, that's Congress. There's literally right now there is nothing the president can do about
Yeah.
that, other than telling Congress, "Hey, you need to deal with this." He can try putting pressure on both sides to negotiate and everything, but you're dealing with something he has at this point in the game, other than making recommendations to them, he has absolutely no authority. And every president in history has hosted private parties, private dinners, private gatherings. Every single one of them, it means nothing. If you want to condemn it in one of them or give grief for one of them doing it, you have to apply to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Which means your favorite president, whichever one that is, you have to call them out for exactly the same thing.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that.
And that's something I find absolutely disgusting, because if I'm applying a standard and a rule to one person in politics, I'm applying it to all of them. Even if I like the politician, if they're doing something I don't like, I don't approve of, I don't agree with, I'm going to be the first one there calling them out on it. And I'll be open to like, hey, this is why this is going on. This is why it's different from other circumstances. Okay, convince me. But I'm starting out with disapproval. I didn't approve it when that guy did it. I don't approve it when you do it.
Yeah.
And we need more people carrying that kind of standard in regards to their view of their politicians, because too much of it on both sides is rules for thee, but not for me.
Yeah, it's okay when my guys do it.
Yeah, it's okay when my guy does it. And like, no, it's not.
Just really quick. Go ahead.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were in a spot to stop.
As I say, that way lies hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is not doing something that you disapprove of. It's doing something you disapprove of in others and defending doing it yourself. All of us fall short of our own standards sometimes, unless we have no standards at all. But if you start doing hey, it's okay when I do it, but not when others do it.
Okay, so we're reverting back to the cats and dogs. My brother says periodically my dog gets an unseasoned hamburger.
Yeah, as long as it's unseasoned, that's great. I mean, I'm very careful about, if I'm sharing with one of the critters, it's one that's not been seasoned. Or at least not anything worse than like salt.
Yeah, the whole thing is, from time to time, it's fine. It's the overness of it to where the animal may feel entitled.
Yeah, that or where, I mean, some of these things are, as with so much in life, okay in moderation. Well, you can't count on an animal to self-moderate. You've got to provide the moderation for your dog or cat. And of course, being certain that you've checked to make sure that what you've gotten the little addicts hooked on is actually okay for them to have.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't grab my phone real quick, see if there's really anything else on Twitter.
I was going to do exactly that same thing.
Apparently, there was a raising of a Somali flag at the Ohio State House.
Oh
which
boy.
should be considered a which should be considered a crime, period. Private citizens want to raise other flags at their own homes, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But to raise a foreign flag above a governmental building in the US is a
Is a crime.
declaration. It's a declaration of
Conquering.
loyalty and fealty to that flag. It's a
Mhm.
conquering. It is not this is not a respect thing. If you're dealing with a state or federal governmental building or even city governmental building, it does not belong having any flags raised there beyond US flag and the applicable state flag.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say the same about flags for causes. The LGBT flag, the Christian flag, from whatever denomination. I don't care. It's not an appropriate governmental representation entity for the state and/or federal government. It is an attack on our country and a declaration of sovereignty over us to place it there.
Yeah, otherwise, I haven't really seen too much else because most of my Twitter is full of art and cosplayers, which I'm 100% fine with.
See, I've got one Twitter that's completely full of cats, dogs, ferrets, rabbits, sugar gliders, wolves, otters, uh, various and sundry others. And one that's about half cats and half politics.
So the cats are still there. Just the
Well,
politics are interspersed.
so are ferrets, because I don't care which account I'm on. If I see a picture of a cute furry animal, any kind of the great fuzzies, I'm going to click that little like button. So they do make appearances, but I also do a lot more political interaction on that one. So those other things appear.
Mm-hmm.
So I just know I also get some of the gun stuff and whatnot because of some of the gun channels I follow and see for 3D printing and whatnot. To find out that, because you know how they have that forced reset trigger, Will?
Yeah.
Uh,
What's going on with that? I haven't dug into the. I know they're trying to treat it like a machine gun.
They're trying to when they can't, because even though it is a module, more like a switch is and whatnot, that goes into the trigger pack, does not work on all firearms because some of them have to be specifically made for that one.
Well,
But
it's also it's still.
it's
Oh, go ahead.
still technically not because it doesn't fall into the definition of what it is. There are those who
Right.
want to say it is. Now there are states that have made the FRT itself illegal. But what I was going to get at is apparently, I don't know if it's out yet, but apparently someone is also making an FRT for people who have a Chris Vector or a PS90. So instead of it just being typically on like an AR and a couple pistols. I don't know if anyone's made it for an AK because them things are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, kind of like I'm just going through and I'm trying to look for some political stuff, and there's the uh baby bat trying to grab onto a finger. There's the tiger bleps. You got the red-headed libertarian with pictures of Figaro. It's There's all kinds of stuff in there. Let's see. You pull up to pick up your girl for a date, and you find her like this. What do you do? And it's a gal with concealed carry handgun. It's like, okay, put a ring on it.
And so I have absolutely no issue with that.
I guess it's the thing that they don't get. You know, gun rights are women's rights. Gun rights are minority rights. It is truly the great equalizer.
To use the old saying, armed minorities are harder to oppress.
Yeah. Do the firearm safety, you know, have the trigger discipline, have the muzzle discipline and everything. I'm all for it.
Unless you're doing the whole thing like I did for when I took the picture of my M9A4. Drino, I have 3 fingers in the trigger guard. I couldn't hold it properly and get enough to where I could try to get the thumb in there to do the typical Italian thing. The trigger guard is not big enough for that.
Guys,
Well,
I've
there's
got
always
it.
this.
I'm starting to crash. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's been over an hour. We're just devolving into BS. It's like more BS. I think we're going to call it here. I got no idea what we're going to be doing next week. It's all going to depend on how things go. So it's toss up. Have yourselves a good week. It is Veterans Month. I think Veterans Day is sometime this month as well. Or is it Veterans Day is sometime this month? And was this month Men's Mental Health Awareness? I don't remember.
No, this month is actually Prostate Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah.
No, actually, I think this month is also Veterans Month as well. Because they do that for all.
Yeah.
Very, very likely too. It's just I know for a fact that it's Prostate Cancer Awareness Month.
So, guys, check your prostate.
Definitely.
I mean,
yeah, I let my doctor do that, but I just wanted to buy me dinner first.
Have a good night, y'all.
Have a good one. Later, guys.
Bye,
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Join us again next week, or you can check out the other people in the panel in the description and see us again plausibly on one of their channels, or just check out what work they've done. Have a good week, everyone.